These aren't just great games. These are the rare ones that hit perfection, where every mechanic, every sound, and every moment clicks into place. By the end of this list, you'll see why these Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 titles earned a true 10 out of 10. Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition arrives as a fully realized vision of Night City brought to life on Nintendo Switch 2, with a release time to June 5th, 2025, alongside the system's launch. From the very first moment, the neon-soaked streets blaze with color and tension, every alley humming with danger, ambition, and the promise of something more. This is not merely the base game transported to a new platform, but the definitive incarnation of CD Projekt Red's sprawling open-world sci-fi RPG, complete with the critically acclaimed Phantom Liberty expansion included from the start. Fire Emblem, Three Houses, released on July 26, 2019 for Nintendo Switch, is far more than a traditional tactical RPG, unfolding instead as an emotionally charged story about choice, loyalty, and the heavy burden of leadership. Set on the richly detailed continent of Faudlan, the game places you in the role of Byleth, an enigmatic mercenary who unexpectedly becomes a professor at the prestigious Garreg Mach Monastery. Beyond the battlefield, your days are spent shaping lives through friendships, training schedules, and decisions that quietly but powerfully alter the course of the game's branching narrative. You must guide one of 3 distinct student houses, each offering a unique worldview that deeply affects both combat strategy and story direction. Whether you align with the noble knights of the Black Eagles, the disciplined and duty-bound Blue Lions, or the clever and unconventional Golden Deer.
Hands in friendship so we can open our true hearts to one another. That's how we win!
The cycle of the strong trampling the weak.
Atelier Ryza Secret Trilogy DX invites players into a sun-dappled world of beaches, bubbling cauldrons, and heartfelt friendships, with its release set for November 13th, 2025 on Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. This deluxe trilogy unites the beloved Atelier Ryza games into a single, cohesive experience, following Ryza's journey as she grows from an eager novice into a confident and capable alchemist. Exploration and deep crafting systems sit at the heart of the trilogy, encouraging discovery as you scour expansive environments for rare ingredients. Experiment endlessly with alchemy to forge powerful items and unlock evolving combat tools that adapt to your chosen playstyle. The DX designation goes beyond a simple collection, delivering expanded content, additional playable characters, and thoughtful quality-of-life improvements that smooth progression while preserving the charm that defined the original releases.
新たなロマンの香りを求めて。を研究していた人間がこの近辺にいたのは間違いない。なら、クリフォード。
Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, launching on March 20th, 2025, is not simply a port, but a renaissance for one of Monolith Soft's most ambitious science fiction RPGs. Originally released on Wii U and missed by many, this edition brings the vast open world of Planet Mira to Nintendo Switch with sharper visuals, reworked systems, and fresh story elements that expand upon the original narrative. You take on the role of a member of Blade, an organization tasked with rebuilding humanity after the destruction of Earth. And from the outset, the game's immense scale is impossible to ignore. Massive continents stretch out before you, explored both on foot and from within towering, transformable mechs known as Skells, while a robust combat system blends skills, classes, and deeply customizable loadouts.
New LA.
After back on Earth. We call it New Los Angeles.
Only that we had to keep living in order to see it.
SaGa Frontier 2, Remastered, arriving on March 27th, 2025, is a celebration of unconventional RPG design that thrives on choice, history, and storytelling that refuses to follow a single straight line. This modernized version revisits the fractured world of Mardius through a tapestry of intersecting narratives, following multiple protagonists ranging from noble heirs to hardened explorers, each contributing personal stakes, political intrigue, and shifting allegiances to the greater whole. The remaster faithfully preserves the series' distinctive history choice system, where player decisions directly determine which events unfold and which characters step into the spotlight, ensuring that every playthrough feels uniquely shaped by your actions. Combat leans into the strategic depth the franchise is known for, featuring classic mechanics like Glimmer and Combo, alongside duels and branching encounters that keep battles tense and unpredictable.
There are 3 different battle systems, adapted to the mysterious death of his parents, and will lead him to the disaster brought about by the egg. Learn new arts and unleash powerful combos.
Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age, stands as the enhanced and definitive version of the 11th mainline entry in the legendary Dragon Quest series, arriving on Nintendo Switch in late September 2019 and bringing the full scope of its adventure into a portable format. This S edition unites the complete base game with expanded story content, extensive quality-of-life improvements, and long-requested features that elevate the experience from start to finish. You step into the role of the Luminary, a young hero marked by destiny in a world slowly being consumed by darkness, and what begins as a quiet coming-of-age journey steadily grows into a sweeping epic across the vibrant kingdom of Erdrea. Along the way, bustling towns, mysterious ruins, and vast landscapes unfold before you, each filled with charm, danger, and discovery.
I believe in the Luminary.
Arise! Awaken, holy...
You can dash, ride horses.
Trails in the Sky the First, set for release on September 19th, 2025, marks the modern rebirth of one of Falcom's most cherished narratives. Rebuilt to introduce a new audience to the origins of a legendary saga. This remake reimagines the first chapter of the Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky with updated visuals, refined mechanics, and a presentation that feels both faithful and revitalized, while preserving the heart of its character-driven storytelling. You follow Estelle Bright and her adoptive brother Joshua as they travel across the kingdom, beginning their journey as novice bracers and gradually uncovering conspiracies that reach far beyond what they first imagined. Themes of friendship, betrayal, and political tension are woven deeply into the narrative, rewarding patience and curiosity as the world slowly reveals its secrets.
Overcome anything.
Beloved liberal is near at hand.
All right, Joshua, let's do this.
I thought you...
Raidou Remastered, The Mystery of the Soulless Army arrives on June 19th, 2025, inviting players into a world where detective noir and supernatural horror collide in unmistakable Atlas style. You take on the role of Raidou Kuzunoha, a demon-summoning detective navigating the shadowy streets of Taisho-era Tokyo, tasked with unraveling a sinister conspiracy steeped in occult forces and historical intrigue. This remastered edition enhances the original cult classic with overhauled visuals, refined combat systems, full English and Japanese voice acting, and quality-of-life improvements that modernize the experience while preserving its unique identity. Investigation and interrogation blend seamlessly with visceral action, as you question suspects, summon demons, and confront grotesque enemies in fast-paced battles that feel both stylish and unsettling.
Kuzunoha can't stand idly by with those things prowling the capital.
Come forth! Raidou Kuzunoha. Unravel a conspiracy threatening the...
Octopath Traveler 0, launching on December 4th, 2025 for Nintendo Switch and Switch 2, expands the beloved HD 2D universe in a bold and unexpected direction. Set before the events of the original titles, this prequel builds upon the series' signature visual style while introducing new systems that deepen player agency and narrative freedom. For the first time in the franchise, character creation places you at the center of the story, allowing you to shape your protagonist's appearance, voice, and personality before embarking on a journey defined by personal growth and world-altering stakes. A newly introduced town-building system lets you restore and develop your hometown, making your progress tangible not just through combat, but through the evolution of the world itself.
Here they come! Let me see you bleed! Aim is nothing more than pretense. Will you continue to grip the blade?
Town you so love, to do with as you please.
Persona 5 Royal Remastered Edition brings the acclaimed story of the Phantom Thieves of Hearts to Nintendo Switch platforms in its most refined form, with official release timing confirmed for 2026 and varying by region. This edition delivers enhanced visuals, improved performance, and all of the expanded content that defined the Royal version, allowing players to experience its stylish world with greater fluidity than ever before. You balance the ordinary pressures of student life with extraordinary double lives as a phantom thief, infiltrating the metaverse's mind-bending palaces to confront corruption at its psychological core. Social simulation and dungeon crawling intertwine seamlessly as you build relationships, strengthen bonds, and prepare for high-stakes heists that test both strategy and conviction.
We can change people's hearts. We might be able to do more than just getting back at society.
X Proud Nordics charges onto the scene with its Western release set for February 20th, 2026, delivering an expanded and intensified evolution of the action-driven spirit that defines the WISE series. Building upon the foundation of X Nordics, this enhanced edition deepens both narrative and gameplay with a brand new storyline, additional abilities, and expertly tuned combat systems that keep the pace relentless from start to finish. You once again journey alongside the legendary Adal Kristin and the sharp-witted Karya, cutting through sweeping oceans, ancient ruins, and danger-filled lands where every encounter demands precision and momentum. Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma launches on June 5th, 2025, presenting a bold spin-off that blends the cozy rhythms of life simulation with the excitement of dungeon crawling and action RPG combat. In this chapter of the Rune Factory universe, you take on the role of an Earth Dancer, a guardian who wields dance, elemental spirits, and weapons to push back a creeping corruption known as the Blight. Your responsibilities extend far beyond the battlefield. As you cultivate your farm, befriend the townsfolk of Azuma, and raise monsters that can fight alongside you in combat. Unlike earlier entries that leaned more heavily toward farming and relationships, Guardians of Azuma tightly weaves elemental spirits into every aspect of play, connecting combat and cultivation into a single, flowing experience.
Would you help me revitalize the village? Please visit the gods who govern the other.
Yep, right here. I'm the one who made you an Earth.
Would make a fine team.
If you're going, then so am I.
Shin Megami Tensei V Vengeance arrives as the definitive expansion of the acclaimed post-apocalyptic RPG, with its worldwide release on June 14th, 2024, and continued availability on Nintendo Switch through 2025. Set in the desolate, otherworldly realm of Da'at, the game plunges you into a brutal conflict where angels, demons, gods, and humanity clash amid the ruins of a fallen world. The Vengeance Edition builds upon the original Shin Megami Tensei V with a completely new main story path known as the Canon of Vengeance, existing alongside the original Canon of Creation and offering two distinct narrative routes shaped by dark choices and moral ambiguity. Every decision carries weight as you navigate unforgiving encounters, experiment with deep demon fusion systems, and engage in combat that has been refined to be more accessible without sacrificing strategic depth.
That this could be the work of a human. A demon responsibility to keep me also safe. But having the power to summon demons.
Final Fantasy Tactics. The Xenoblade Chronicles is set to release on September 30th, 2025, marking the long-awaited modern revival of one of the most influential tactical RPGs ever created. Returning to the politically charged world of Ivalice, you follow Ramzabul and a fully customizable squad of warriors through the chaos of the Lion War, a conflict defined by betrayal, ambition, and clashing ideals. This remaster introduces updated visuals, a modernized interface, refined job systems, fully voiced dialogue, and numerous quality of life improvements that make the experience more approachable while preserving the depth that defined the original. Battles unfold on grid-based maps, where positioning, timing, and creative use of an extensive array of jobs and abilities determine victory or defeat. Fantasian Neo Dimension arrives on December 5th, 2024, bringing Mistwalker's imaginative RPG to Nintendo Switch in a high-definition console edition that enhances every aspect of its original vision. Directed by Final Fantasy creator Hironobu Sakaguchi, and accompanied by a powerful score from Nobuo Uematsu, this version transports players into a beautifully handcrafted world renowned for its real-world diorama environments. You play as Leo, awakening in a fractured reality with no memory of his past, driven to uncover the truth behind his identity while confronting a mysterious mechanical infection that is consuming the land. The Neo Dimension edition elevates the experience with enhanced graphics, full English and Japanese voice acting, refined combat systems, and overall gameplay improvements that strengthen both narrative immersion and mechanical flow.
But still, we need such power if we're to stop this world from ending.
Say much for the decor, can you? Better be ready for anything.